Thank you for your presence this morning. Members of the general public in the gallery. I see that there's some House representative that is here with us this morning. Congresswoman Tina Sablan and Congresswoman Babauta. Thank you for joining us this morning. We're going to, I want to let the members of the public that we're going to be live on this joint committee meeting. At this time, I'd like to call this joint committee meeting to order. The joint committee meeting of the Judiciary, Government Laws, and Federal Relations, and the Executive Appointments and Investigation. The Standing Committee on Judiciary, Government Law, and Federal Relations, chaired by Senator Carl Neighbors, and I chair the Executive Appointment and Investigation. Today is Friday, February 25th, 2022. Here at the Senate Chamber at approximately 9:25 in the morning. At this time, I'd like to ask the clerk to please call the roll on the JGL committee.
Senator Francisco Q. Cruz,
Here.
Senator Victor B. Hoko, Senator Carl R. King Neighbors,
Present.
Senator Vinny F. Sablan,
Okay.
Senator Justo S. Kirgot. Mr. Chairman, all 5 members of the Senate JGLFR committee are present.
Thank you. My apology. I would like to on the record that the chairman of the JGL, Senator Carl Neighbors from the island of Tininan, is joining us on Zoom this morning. At this time, I'd like to ask the clerk to call the roll for the EAGI committee.
Senator Francisco Q. Cruz,
Here.
Senator Victor B. Hokuk, Senator Carl R. King Neighbors,
Gaga.
Senator Vinny F. Sablon,
Okay.
Senator Justo S. Kirugua. Mr. Chairman, all 5 members of the Senate EAGI committee are present.
Thank you, clerk. With all members present on both committee, we have the necessary number to proceed with this joint committee meeting this morning. At this time on our agenda, the adoption of the agenda. Do I hear a motion for the adoption of our agenda?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to offer a motion to adopt today's meeting agenda.
Any second to that? There's a motion for the adoption of our agenda for this joint committee meeting and was seconded. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. On our agenda, on line item 4, public comment. On public comment, we apologize in line with the legislative COVID protocol directive 2021-01. Please be advised that due to the evolving spread of COVID-19 within the Commonwealth, all testimonies will not be received at this time. However, on public comments, written comments on the agenda items may be sent via email to Ms. Jolene B. Duenas Tagabo, Senior Legislative Assistant. We posted for public comments and information on both sides, the House bulletin and as well here the Senate. So that on line item on agenda, line item 5, old business. There's none on old business. Line item 6, new business. On line item 5A, House Resolution number 22-14, entitled A House Resolution Impeachment Rob de Longueur Torres, Governor of the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands, pursuant to Article 2, Section 8 of the Constitution of the Commonwealth for commission of felonies, corruption, neglect of duty, in violation of Article 3, Section 19 of the Constitution of the Commonwealth. At this time, I would like to recognize the chairman of the JGL to make comment on this line item. Senate Chairman Carl.
Thank you, Chairman Cruz, and thank you, members, and also colleagues and members in the gallery in attendance. I would like to refer back to the president's letter to the House regarding the House Resolution 2214. I would ask the committee, being that we have yet to pass or adopt rules regarding the impeachment, that we refrain from making any further comments on this resolution and we wait until the rules are adopted and we can address this resolution accordingly in the full body of the Senate. There are some issues that we've come to understand with this resolution, but until the rules are adopted, we would be out of order and premature to make further comment on this resolution. So there being no objections from the committee, I ask that we table this line item A in new business until we are able to adopt the rules and proceed as necessary according to the rules of the Senate in the full body. Go back, Chair.
Thank you, Chairman Carl. Any objection from the members in regards to that statement by the chairman?
No objections, also move, Mr. Chairman, to table this business for today until such time that the proposed Senate impeachment rules is adopted. And it only makes sense that we discuss the resolution 22-14 when a proposed Senate impeachment rule is adopted to move forward with the House Resolution 22-14. Thank you.
Is that a motion?
Yes.
Any second to that? Second? Thank you. So there's a motion to table this House Resolution number 22-14 until we pass the rules, impeachment rules of the Senate. All in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carries. At this time, on line item 6B, proposed Senate impeachment rules. Discussion on that. I believe everyone has a copy of the proposed Senate impeachment rules. I recognize Vice President Kirwa.
Mr. Chairman, I had the draft rules, but I don't know whether there was any changes made later on. If there's any, I would like to get a copy.
Okay, I think we'll give the attorney the opportunity to do we go from page by page so that we can cover the whole impeachment rules, or should we go ahead to on what is amended?
Mr. Chairman, if we can take a short recess and I get a copy of the complete
Can
proposed rules.
Council can. By the way, I apologize. The council that's sitting with us, a special counsel is special counsel Joey, and with us is our LB legal counsel Bermudez and Villagomez, and I apologize again that I did not recognize when I opened up the this committee meeting. Council Joey, please can you elaborate more about the request from Vice President to go? Yes, sir.
Maybe prior to the council explaining that, maybe it is appropriate that the request of Vice President for recess is in order for him to get a copy of the detailed amendment of the rules that the committee have been working on. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that clarification. So I call this committee meeting to recess at this time. cases. And I was saying earlier that we're going to go over page by page, but the consensus of the committee, we will only go to the amendments that are being amended on this proposed impeachment rules. And at this time, I would like to recognize legal counsel Joey to elaborate more about the amendment that was done by the committee, so that everyone will be in line with what is amended in this impeachment rules. Recognize Council Joey.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, gentlemen and people of the public. The rules that we have before us are a 28-page document, and I'm just going to go through the revisions since the last discussion that we had on the rules. The first change is going to appear on page 1, beginning on line 10, the definition of committee. The phrase, whether a standing committee or one formed for the specific purpose of conducting impeachment proceedings, was inserted into the definition of committee. Then if you will turn to page 4. Line 21, subsection D was inserted so that all impeachment proceedings before the Senate or committee shall be recorded and transcribed. Subsection E, beginning on line 23, the word hearing was eliminated from line 24 following preliminary determination to leave only the words preliminary determination. On page 7, beginning on line 23, under subparagraph D, the sentence, the articles of impeachment shall be presented to the Senate for final verdict and judgment in accordance with Rule 26 was added to that paragraph. On page 8, beginning on line 8, the articles of impeachment shall be presented to the Senate for final verdict and judgment in accordance with Rule 26 was added to that paragraph. On page 10, beginning on line 5, the sentence, the articles of impeachment shall be presented to the Senate for final verdict and judgment in accordance with Rule 26 was added to that paragraph. on page 15, beginning on line 8. The clause following the comma at that point was eliminated and replaced with the dismissed articles of impeachment shall be presented to the Senate for final verdict and judgment in accordance with Rule 26 following the hearing on any remaining articles, period. Okay, Mr. Chairman, that concludes the changes that were made to the document since our last discussion of this document.
Thank you, Council Joey. Discussion on those amendments that Council Joey just stated. Any member? No further discussion? Chairman Carl, would you like to
Yes,
elaborate
Chairman.
further on those amendments?
Yes, I don't necessarily, thank you, Chairman. I don't necessarily want to speak to the amendments. If I may, I would just like to provide a brief overview of the genesis of this document and how we came about. We all know that there was a previous resolution provided by Senator Paul and Senator Magnolia and De Leon Guerrero, which we took into account when creating this document for the record. But in doing so, there were several things that were omitted or overlooked. I don't know. I can't speak to how that document was created. I know it was, for the most part, a carbon copy of the previous iteration of the impeachment rules. However, there were no timelines and parameters set in regards to what we now determine to be the articles of impeachment records. There has been public pressure, and there's this narrative around that we in the Senate are trying to prolong this process, and that couldn't be further from the truth. What we really want to do is be transparent and be accountable for the information that's provided. So if you review these rules, the first thing that you will notice, Mr. Chairman, is that in the House impeachment records, under item K, in definitions, under subsection 1, definitions, there is a very lengthy description on what we, the Senate, what this committee, these co-committees have considered to be acceptable as impeachment records, House impeachment records. Furthermore, if you review and move forward to Rule 9, that further Rule 9, records of articles of impeachment, further again clarifies the manner by which the Senate is willing to accept these documents. What we've run into in the past, and it's not only here in the CNMI, this is a common practice in almost any jurisdiction. How they will just, it's called document dumping. I'm just going to give you the document, and it's on you now to sift through this information and figure out what is heads or tails. Our joint committees have gone through great lengths to specify and really put a fine point on how we want these documents provided to the Senate, and not because we want to be overly meticulous and we want to determine or dictate to the House anything above and beyond what is acceptable. But really, this is in the spirit of expediency, right, and transparency. Because of the length of time that the House has had to create these documents, now we're going to turn around in the Senate and provide an impeachment, a trial, or a hearing rather, to go over this information. It would only be right that we are able to accept this information in a fashion by which that we can now sift through it in a timely fashion and get to the crux of every assertion put forward. So this is why records of articles of impeachment has been bolstered and has been fortified, right? It isn't. This was missing in the previous iterations of the impeachment rules. Why? I cannot speak to that. But this Senate, the 22nd legislature, and the EAGI and the JGLFR feel that this is the best course of action for us to proceed forward and to be able to go through the information and provide the best assessment of that information with regards to what is being asserted. Furthermore, I would like to refer to Rule 5, proof of burden at hearing. This really wasn't present in any previous rules. This is in the committee level in the joint committee. We felt that this was imperative because this is now the compass in which guides the Senate in this decision. So not only are we hearing the evidence, but we need guidance as to what threshold has to be met to convict or acquit. And this was lacking in previous documentation. Same thing with the, taking another tangent, I want to bring the committee's attention to Rule 6, the appointment of presiding officers. You notice that this document has stricken any names of individuals from the document. What our committee did was make a comprehensive impeachment document that can be used not just for an individual, but to really provide an impeachment template for impeachment in the executive branch and the judiciary. So this is really a comprehensive document. We really didn't want to invest our time in just providing a document that would impeach one individual. If we're going to go down the road of impeachment through the committee's decisions through the committee's decisions and input, we decided that we should, if we're going to put this time into creating a document, it should be comprehensive and it should be one that can be used regardless of the branch. So those are really some of the finer points I wanted to shine a light on. A lot of the information that was provided in the previous resolution provided by Senator Paul and Senator Edith Guerrero, I understand, again, that was a carbon copy of the rules that were provided in the first impeachment that never really made its way to the Senate. But we wanted to make sure that the document that we provided was comprehensive and that was something that could be used moving forward in any fashion. So with that being said, I yield back.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Neighbors. Any further discussion? No more discussion. So recognize Senator Cook.
Yeah, if no further discussion on this Senate rules, I mean the article of impeachment rules, Mr. Chairman. So I would like to move to adopt the impeachment rule as amended so that we can move forward with the activity that the Senate is before the Senate today. And that is a motion for adoption of the article of impeachment rules as amended.
There's a motion and was seconded for the adoption of the Senate impeachment rules. Should I call for a vote on this?
Whatever you want to do, Mr.
Clerk,
Chairman.
can we roll call on this adoption of these rules?
Senator Victor B. Hopgood,
Yes.
Senator Carl R. King Neighbors,
Yes.
Senator Vinny F. Sablan,
Again.
Senator Justo Esquerba, Senator Francisco Q. Cruz.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, all 5 members present voted yes.
Thank you, Clerk. With 5 members voted yes on the adoption of Senate impeachment rules, this Senate impeachment rules is hereby adopted. There's no more on our agenda for today's joint committee meeting. Do I hear a motion for adjournment? There's a motion and was seconded for adjournment. All in favor of that adjournment or that motion, say aye. Opposed, say nay. Motion carries.
Aye.
This joint committee meeting is hereby adjourned. Thank you.